Hey guys, so today I'm reviewing Beyond the Gate Season 1, Episode 54, and this week's episode was a bit slow again. It looks like after the explosive, couple episodes we had, they are slowing it down a notch, which I'm okay with. Like I said, every episode, every week cannot be a banger. I guess I'm just spoiled. I'm spoiled because they definitely gave us a bangers episode back to back and back to back, but now they're slowing it down, which I'm okay with. Y'all can go ahead and slow it down. Y'all gave us enough bangers for the week. So, this week's episode started off with Danny and Pamela going to Joey's casino to gamble, and they were placing bets, and they were just gambling, having a good old time. So then we go to. So then Ted goes to Leslie's house to go see Leslie, and basically he tries to tell Leslie that since it's Eva's birthday, him and Leslie should take Eva out. And Leslie's basically like, "Oh no, that's the worst day of my life. It reminds me of the life that I should have had, and this and that and the third." And Leslie's just not with it. So then Ted's basically like, Eva's a victim of having a deranged mother. And then Leslie's basically like, yes, I agree. So then June is still in the hospital for her pneumonia. And they're trying to get a surgeon because she has to go through surgery, because if she doesn't, her heart is going to fail. And obviously she might pass away. So then they're looking. So Doug can't do the surgery because he's still recovering from his injury. So they're trying to look for a qualified doctor to do the surgery, and she ends up doing the surgery, and she ends up, going through surgery. Everything is good, and everything is good with June. So then Kat comes by the hospital to see Jacob, and she shows Jacob the recording of Leslie admitting that Eva was the one who ran Laura off the road. And Jacob's basically like, this isn't enough evidence because she could just say she was being sarcastic, and we need a little more proof. And Kat's basically just like, can you please just look into it for me, and I'll send you the recording. He's like, fine. So then Vernon is trying to convince Anita to call her old bandmates, and Anita's basically like, no, she already tried it, and the other girl hung up on her face, so she doesn't want to get disappointed again. And while they're in the middle of that, Bill comes by the house to give them some papers on the property of Danny, because he didn't want to see Danny face to face, I guess. And they basically just like, get out of our face. So then Anita ends up calling one of her bandmates, and they answer the phone, and she agrees to come over, and they're about to meet for dinner. So then Smitty goes to see Nicole about his concerns about Martin, and he basically tells Nicole that Martin is no longer running for president. So then him and Nicole are concerned, and Nicole, basically raises a batted eye. And then Vanessa comes over the house to see Nicole, and Nicole basically tells Vanessa that she wants to sell the house. And Nicole's basically like, she can't let her do that, and she will lend her to a friend who will give her some advice on why she shouldn't, sell the house. So then Bill goes to see Smitty, and Smitty basically asks Bill straight up, is there any secrets that I should know about from Martin that will get in the way of me and my kids? And Bill basically is like, you should ask your husband that, and this and that and the third. And then Smitty's basically like, no, I'm coming to you as a father, as a parent. And basically Bill's beating around the bush, not answering the question. So he got nowhere with that. So then Ted ends up coming in, and Bill ends up leaving. So then Doug ends up going to the casino. He's talking to Joey, and Joey basically tells him he still has a week to pay him back, or he's going to end up dying over that money. So then he basically tells Doug to call, he tells Doug to call Vanessa, but Doug's like, no. So then the episode ends with Jacob going to Leslie's house, and he tells Leslie that she needs to go to the police station. So that's how this week's episode ended. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 55.